Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Talk with VLink podcast, brought to you by VLink Inc. I'm Tracy Gardner, the Global Marketing Director at VLink. VLink is a global IT services provider based in Connecticut. At Tech Talk, we interview thought leaders in the world of digital transformation and learn their secrets to digitizing and modernizing your business with actionable insights. Thanks for joining us. Jagdish Dalal is our first guest on Tech Talk with VLink podcast. Jag is an internationally known speaker and consultant in the field of management and technology. He has been presenting at conferences and company events on outsourcing as well as technology. Jag was inducted into the International Association of Outsourcing Professionals Leadership Hall of Fame for his contribution to the field. He has held senior IT executive positions with Fortune 100 companies and was one of the founding partners of Business Process Outsourcing Service Line at Price Waterhouse. He has served on IT and ITE provider advisory boards where he guides companies with his extensive knowledge of the industry. Jag enjoys reading, golfing, and cooking in his spare time when he has it. And Jag, thanks so much for being our first guest here on Tech Talk. We are honored to have you here. We're going to kick it off today talking about IT service providers and why companies might consider partnering with one. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for asking me to join you on this podcast. And being the first one is an honor. It's interesting. I think we all have heard about technology is changing businesses. Digital transformation is no longer just a buzzword. It is a reality where the businesses, small, medium, and large, have to keep up changing their information technology, their background in the technology and systems in order to remain competitive. I think we've seen that many businesses have trouble keeping up with the competition simply because they haven't been able to alter their applications and their systems in order to meet the current trend and current requirements. Some people say, hey, wait a second. I think that there are some tools like the cloud-based services can make that happen. Well, the challenge there is that not all small and medium-sized companies have the capability to be able to move their operations and systems to cloud-based computing. They need help in that. One of the things that we have come across is really finding that are there enough resources and talent available in-house that can help them bring this transformation in the digital new world. In order to do that, they need to find a partner, a service partner, who can then bring that talent, their experience, and knowledge so that they can make that happen cost effectively. And that's why right now, when people ask me, what should I do? My answer always is, first of all, look at where the technology is leading you, your business, your industry, your competition. Secondly, think about the investment you need to make. Thirdly, evaluate, can you make that investment on your own? Do you have the talent? Do you have the experience? Do you have the knowledge to be able to do it in a reasonable time frame? Because the time is moving very fast in this digital transformation. Best way, or one of the ways, is to really go look at IT service providers who can help you with that.
So true. And I think a lot of companies consider to budget. You talked about cost effectively. So is it cost effective for companies? And I think, when we talk about partnering with one, why should companies look to partner with an IT service provider? And more specifically, can all different types and sizes of company benefit from such a relationship of that? I know you mentioned small and medium specifically.
Yes, and I didn't mean to exclude the larger businesses as well. But a challenge for small and medium-sized operations is they don't have the in-house information technology talent. That's one. Secondly, their experience is based on past technology, not the current and the future technology. And third, they just have a hard time recruiting this talent because the larger companies and larger businesses are also looking for the same talent. Which means that they are recruiting them better, quicker, faster than small and medium-sized companies. And that's why it's really more important for small and medium-sized companies to really look at outside service providers who can bring that talent to them. And lastly, it's not a long-term permanent investment. It's an investment they're making while they're making the transformation. And that's an opportunity for small and medium-sized because they don't want to have a long-term investment commitment by having that organization staffed internally.
Yeah, that's why the IT service provider comes into play. You mentioned that I can't remember specifically what you said, but that small and medium-sized businesses were all competing for the same pool of talent, and that's often where an IT service provider can help, for sure. What should they look for in selecting the provider?
I think that the biggest thing, and it's an important question, because especially for small and medium-sized businesses who are looking for that talent, first they have to look for and see, are there people available, talent available, experience available from that IT service provider? Secondly, are those resources available on a short notice? Because it's important that you don't want to compete with the larger businesses who are also looking for the same resources and not have one available on a timely basis. Thirdly, can the IT service provider take on a project by project basis and at the same time be on a staff level basis where you are responsible for managing their activities and not just be giving out the projects to someone else and lose your experience and knowledge in developing the new technology and new environment. So I think those are the kind of things they have to look for. And last but not the least, for the small and medium-sized businesses, they have to consider what kind of partner they want to have. One of the things that I always like to joke about and talk about is businesses have to look and say, do you want to be a small fish in a big pond or a big fish in a small pond? I think that when you're a small fish in a big pond, yes, you do get the work done, you do have the resources, but the problem is that you may be lost in the big pond.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to if you're a big fish in a small pond, you're going to get the attention of the
Right.
talent, of the management in order to get the work done that you need to have done. So I think that businesses, small and medium, have to really evaluate that, are these providers capable of delivering what I need? Secondly, can they give me the importance that my business has to have in order to get the work done when I want to have it done?
Yeah, focus the attention. That's very important. And not to be self-serving, but I think of VLink too. We're a small global IT services provider, very nimble, local responsiveness, but yet with a global presence and a global delivery center of excellence in India. So, not to be self-serving, but I had to mention it. I would be amiss. So, well, we'll continue the conversation with Jag Dalal next time on Tech Talk when we speak with him about what it means to partner with an IT service provider. Jag, thanks again for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you. And I know you pretty well, so I want to mention your favorite quote: live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you were to live forever. Well, we're always learning from you. Appreciate your wisdom and appreciate you sharing it with us today.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you for asking me to do this podcast for you.
You're welcome. Our time is up. I hope you enjoyed this version of Tech Talk with VLink, where we apply our intellect and efforts in engineering powerful experiences for our valued customers.